So at this point, we all know Dokkan is not being really communicative, so it was leaked that Golden Week is actually going to be Blue Kaioken Goku versus Hits, which, is exciting to a lot of people, is not exciting to a lot of people. I think there's a very big disconnect between whether people like it or not. A lot of people really want Daima. I mean, I'll be making a separate video, in fact, talking about what I think is going to happen with Daima now that we know Golden Week is actually not going to be Daima, right? For the most part, at least. Like, we don't know what part 2 could be. Part 2 Alar could be maybe, Daima adjacent or just Daima related in general. Can't really say for sure, right? But what we do know is that the dual Dokkan Fest section of Golden Week is going to be these two right here. So I think overall this is a good choice in the fact that this fight was never fairly represented, I think, in Dokkan. The only Blue Kaioken Goku we have from this fight is the very, very, very old AGL Blue Kaioken Goku, which we'll be talking about in this video. This guy right here. This video is mostly talking about who should EZA / Super EZA with this celebration. We're going to take a look at the list here. I think, well, first we're going to look at replies. Then we'll take a look here at these little infographics, again, made by Misaka here, even Sub-EZA, to kind of see, maybe who could fit like a Sub-EZA potentially here, depending on how they want to take the celebration. But again, this character is one of the oldest characters without a Super EZA right here. And I guess we'll pull up Misaka's chart again, and thank you very much to Misaka for doing this. We can see here the oldest Super EZA characters are this physical legendary Super Saiyan Broly, and then this Blue Kaioken Goku right here, 2016 character. Very, very old character, and this is pretty much the only version of this guy in game, which, I mean, his animations are 2016 animations. I mean, in fact, just to show y'all, let me bring this up here. So let me bring up God SS, and that should bring up Super Saiyan Blue Goku, which this guy is right here. And oh god, his animation's like right here. I'm used to scrolling down quite a bit, but this is his super attack animation where he just pushes up the Kamehameha. Again, we definitely easily need a new version of this guy. We only have a hit with good animations from the Tournament of Power. We have never gotten a hit from this Anime Saga Universe 6 with good animations. So again, we're coming back to the point where I think these two characters 100% need a representation, and that eventually was going to happen. It also makes sense to me that they want to, they'll likely be TURs. I really doubt they're going to be LRs. It makes sense that they want to be TURs because they already did 2 LRs extra during this year. So them putting another 2 like DFE LRs for Daima, for example, I think is a bit much. I think that Daima is also probably going to be LRs, but that's getting off topic again. I'm such a yapper. Let's really just hop into this. So again, AGO Blue Kaioken Goku. I should have kept the page up for this guy, but this guy is not really a character we could guess, like, oh, what, is he gonna look like post EZA, because his kit is very basic. Now, this is interesting where the 9th turn he has this attack buff and then the guarantee crit for the turn. Ideally, they just like get rid of this, or maybe they move his critical hit. In my opinion, he should just guarantee crit for the first, I don't know, 10 turns. Even 10 turns is kind of like a bit small, is it not? I would really like it to increase this to at least 12 turns. I think 12 turns would be acceptable for these longer fights. He eventually will, of course, phase out. And then maybe from the 9th turn onward, he has an extra final attack boost. What if it's like 159% attack? So it's like at the very, very end of fights, he has a super huge boost in damage. Maybe even give him like another guaranteed additional super attack. This guy does stack attack, so I mean, I could see him starting to hit some really high numbers if he does get a bunch of additionals. This has to be bare minimum 159%. This has to be 159%. He needs to get like attack when attacking. Maybe again, what if they change this to like 159% and then he gets 59% when attacking added here, and then the guaranteed crit moves here. Like, they can make this guy really good. He does sacrifice 5% HP, but I don't think that's really that big of a deal. Maybe he'll get a part of his passive under an HP threshold, just like the physical Kaioken Goku that just came out. This Super Kaioken Goku, I don't believe he had this before. Yeah, when HP is 80% or less, he actually does get, where is this? There's a part of his passive when HP is 80% or less, he gets attack. Yeah, when attacking with 80% or less HP, he gets an extra boost. Maybe this guy could get something like that. Could be interesting. Who knows for sure. I definitely will see this guy as like a slot 2 character though. Of course, he needs some sort of like, I don't know. What if he guards and then for the first 10 turns he has 59% damage reduction? they do make the Super EZAs quite good, so I could see that. A lot of these Super EZAs also do get support, so I can see like super class allies get key 3, like key 2 and 30% attack, and then extreme class allies get like key 1 and like 20% attack. It's probably something that they'll do. When's the last super class EZA that was a TUR? Like Super Gogeta. Again, Super Gogeta is pretty good, honestly. I think I do like what they gave this guy. You see how much they increased his passive, so I can see this guy being quite good, especially with all these links: prepared for battle, over and flash, shocking speed. Like these 3 links right there, like this guy will go crazy. He also shares pretty much, I think he shares like 5 links with the LR gods, so them getting a linking partner is really cool. I mean, if they want to make this guy slot 1, like that would be really good too. But okay, that is that. So let's take a look here. Let's refresh, try to see some of the replies before we go into the actual list themselves, just in case anyone missed anything. Let's take a look at the quotes here. So, could be a cracked Super EZA tech hit. Now, tech hit did EZA very early on compared to when you would think he would EZA, but this guy is still pretty far down, is he not? I mean, okay, let's try to find tech hit here, man. I mean, that is jumping quite ahead. Where's tech hit at? Is he even on this list? He has to be on this list, right? The tech hit. It's kind of hard seeing this with the like where is this guy tech hit? Is he not on here? Like, okay, wait. Let me look up hits real quick here. Okay, well, the only issue that this would be his global EZA release date, right? I guess I can go ahead and do JPN. There it is. And this guy got his EZA on October 2021, which is well before a lot of these characters. So I don't know. I mean, maybe well, I guess this isn't release day of the characters. This is not a release day of their Extreme Z Awakenings, is it not? Yeah, this is when the characters actually released, not when their EZAs are released. So I mean, who knows? They could give him an EZA, that's for sure. We could definitely see something like that happen. Like, I wouldn't say it's impossible to see a Super EZA for a hit, but I think they're not going to do it, just because I do think that this new hit will just be a character that is named hit, like just a hit named character. So I think it would be kind of stupid to EZ this guy right now. I think they should save him for the future. Maybe when we get, like, let's say we get a new tag, like LR tag hit / Goku, Super Saiyan God Goku specifically. I think that could be like a premium release in the future. Then they EZA this guy, right? I think that'd make the most sense to me. Part 1 EZA Super EZA, then a part 2 EZA with LR Kefla. So God Goku and Hit is another character we could easily talk about here. This guy, you know, he was really good on release. It's just that he never really had a time to shine that well. One issue is that this is the first or second attacker and not first or second slots. So the wording never changed in the global version. They would need to change this to being the first or second, like being put in the first or second slot or as the first or second character. The biggest reason for that is because this high chance to dodge will not activate until he actually attacks. So that does not make him a slot 1 character, which hurt him when you're trying to use him with tech hits. Changing that would be really nice. Giving at least 70% chance to dodge would be ideal. As the third attacker on the turn, this guy becomes an offensive monster. So it would be really cool if this guy kind of keeps this design where it's like in slot 1 or 2, he's more defensive. But if you put him at the end of the rotation, he becomes a big a damage character. Maybe he even gets support. Would be really interesting if they add that to him, where it's like, okay, if he's floating around, he gets like some type of like glorial support, where it's like 3 turns he's giving like, I don't know, 3 key 30% attack and defense, and then an extra 20% to tournament participants is something I could see that they like lock you to slot 3, giving him some way to help the team even when he's on a rotation. But then if you do keep him on rotation, he's like a slot 1 guarding with a bit of damage reduction and the dodge. Like I could see that being really, really fun, really, really good. I'm excited for this guy. He also had a lot of key with him, which really helped because his link set was not really the best. But like making this guy like a slot 1 and then a brand new hit like slot 2 could be nice. Maybe the brand new hit could be the slot 1 character as well. I could easily see like a hit being a slot 1. I don't know if he would have counters maybe, but like I could see like a lot of dodge going on, things like that, right? This guy is interesting, I think, because he's closer to a modern kit than a lot of other characters. He would also like more multiplicative stats. Now, this is actually a multiplicative attack buff, but this isn't. Which is it's always kind of weird. I don't know if the wording specifically was different, but I believe that that's how it actually worked out. I guess we can just take a look here real quick. They're attacking if you're attacking first or second. Yeah, the wording wasn't really different, but for some reason this was actually multiplicative and this wasn't. I can't really say for sure why it's like that, but that's how it ended up calculating. So there we go. We're going to talk about Blue Kaioken Goku, and then right here Kale and Caulifla, as well as a character that people want to see like an LR Kefla, which I mean I could definitely see an LR Kefla, like a Super Saiyan 2 LR Kefla being a thing, right? Now this character is an easier right next to the STR Hit and God Goku. I didn't really talk about them in the previous video that I made talking about the actual league itself, but we could see here that, you know, they do build up quite a bit over time. They need to get 10 attacks off. They're a stacking character. I think they're going to be really good just for this meta, right? I think they'll be really good in festival battles, for example. I think they'll be really good in the long events. Short events, definitely not. They also do get extra attack when there's a Universe Rival Saga enemy. Guess what? The Jiren fights are Universe Rival Saga enemies. That'll be really helpful for them in those fights specifically. I think that'll just be really, really nice. So now, if we go ahead and take a look here at Super Saiyan 2 Kefla, she gets like the heal right there. She does also get multiplicative attack, that she continues to stack attack specifically. So like once you stack enough defense, that'd be really good. What I would like to see is like maybe they have more defense stacking and just like, let's say 50% defense stack, 20% attack stack like this, where they get a lot of defense stacking here. And then when you're done stacking defense, you could transform into Kefla, then start becoming like much more offensive based. What if she just like greatly stacked attack? That could be really nice. I know that when it comes to the STR Kefla, I believe she also, did she not, like if I'm not mistaken, she does greatly stack attack herself. It's like Super Saiyan 2 Kefla. What if she just greatly stacks attack and just gets stronger and stronger? I think that would be really good. Damage is definitely much more important now than it was before, so I could see that Tech Kefla becoming a real powerhouse. 100%. God Goku and Hit we did talk about already here. Other God Goku Hit are blue, so the Resurrection F blue. So I don't really see these guys EZAing right now. I'm predicting that we'll get like a Resurrection F worldwide celebration, as at least part of the worldwide celebration. But these guys do EZA now. I mean, they're a very simple, straightforward character. I don't think that much will change with them. Maybe they can make this 4 turns ideally, but probably will just stick as 3 turns, since turn 4 you can exchange it to Vegeta. Ideally, this guy, you know, one of the just game greatly stacking attack and defense would be really nice. And then Vegeta, maybe Vegeta should just continue stacking attack. I think that'd be cool as well. Then I don't know. I mean, it's very easy to make these guys good because they could be stackers. So again, stackers are very easy to make good in this meta currently. Maybe this guy has much more, like a lot of defense early on. Like, you know, until he gets a lot of defense stacks here, if they would change this, make him get like guard and then, I don't know, 40% damage reduction could be really cool for the first 3 turns or something. Then he's basic, or even 50% honestly, then he's basically invincible for the first 3 turns, so you feel very safe with him. Because one issue with this guy is that he started off very weak because he had to get a bunch of these super attacks off, right? And his stats just ended up being very, very mediocre. And once you got really deep into the fights, then you got Vegeta out. Vegeta was able to tank pretty well if you got him a lot of these rainbow key spheres. Remove this, I don't see why this would have to be 3 turns restricted anymore realistically, but I could see why Blue Goku maybe his maybe give him a base additional here. The key 3 shouldn't go away, but then make him like have baseline damage reduction 50%, but then he guards for the first 3 turns on top of that. I think that would be what I would do, something like that. So it's like, okay, this guy's really good in the short content, the Blue Goku, and then you build him up, and then in long content at the end, the Blue Vegeta could just absolutely demolish bosses. Would be kind of what I'm thinking, if they would do an EZA for these guys. But yeah, all the banner unit Blue Gokus that have EZA get a Super EZA. I unfortunately would not expect banner units to get Super EZAs for quite some time. It seems like they're not really interested in Super EZAs for banner units. But yeah, so I'm so ready to go. You're gonna slurp and gawk that Kaioken Goku. Okay. Sub-EZA to Int Kaba. Int Kaba Sub-EZA. I mean, we could actually take a look at Misaka's list too. Like, how far away into this is Int Kaba? He is 2021. I mean, they could just grab him, I guess. Would they do this? They could. They could just give him a Sub-EZA, dog. I mean, whatever. Just make him also stack defense here. Maybe Inkaba becomes good. I doubt it, but maybe he becomes good. Like, what if he becomes a slot 1 behemoth to Blue Evolution Vegeta? Just like make him change key spheres of a certain type to SGR key spheres when the Vegeta is attacking in the same turn. And then it's like Vegeta just like gets a billion gajillion key spheres and it always hits 10. And then this guy's like, Shisho, I got you. And then he gives, I don't know, turn rep participants 20% attack and defense when attacking on top of that. And then Blue Evolution Vegeta's mega buffed. Who knows? I don't. They're not easying this guy. Chill. Check out Caulifla. Golden Frieza. Oh yeah, not Resurrection F. The Physical Angel Golden Frieza is the oldest character without an EZA at the Dokkan Fest. I think that they could just EZA him here. It's not really tournament participants. No, it could be tournament participants. It's not really Universe Travel Saga is what I meant, but this guy could be tournament participants. I mean, they could just EZA him. Sure. Would they save him for a Frieza celebration though? I could easily see that too. So, Haiku EZA concept. I probably won't read the concepts yet, but yeah. We'll take a look here, just really quick. I'm just gonna skim through this. If you want to read it, you could pause. Really raise attack defense of the turn, both stun chances. I mean, attacking buffs right there. 6 turns, so give him 6 turn buffs, I guess, for second attacker. So he would have 70% chance to dodge like that. I think that's fair. That's fair. Sure. Wrote up guesses for the rest of the year. Oh, last year. So no, wrote up guesses for the rest of the year. A week and a half ago. This is what you had. Golden Week Blue Kaioken Goku. Int hit Tech Blue Kaioken Goku. God Goku hit EZA. Super EZA. God Goku. Sub-EZAs for Int, Kaba, Ijo, Krillin, and Physical Bergamo. I mean, yeah, they all released. These 2 released in 2020. I mean, what they could also get these guys, the Resurrection F, Physical Blue Goku, and Tech Blue Vegeta. I mean, they could grab them too, but like, let's bring up Bergamo. Bergamo here. Easy. I could see that, right? He is tournament participants, if they want to make like tournament participants an actual thing, they could continue to do that. The Age-O Krillin is another character they can grab. I mean, he's kind of just like there realistically though. He's not supporting, right? He does want Android 18, which is very odd. We don't have a good 18 right now, so I mean, I guess. And then the last one that was brought up was the Kaba, which we took a look here, but they could bring the Vegeta and then the Blue Goku that I talked about, these two right here. Like these characters, excuse me, they could get EZAs. You know what's funny? They used to be on tournament participants, but then they had the Resurrection F-Link, so they actually took them off the tournament. Like that. Well, it wasn't tournament participants. They were on Universe Survival Saga, I believe, or a category in relation to that, and they took them off because of the Resurrection F-Links, unfortunately. But they could still EZA these guys, depending on like what the new Blue Goku leads. I mean, he could lead like Realm of Gods. We did get. Actually, we don't have a Power Beyond Super Saiyan leader. That's 250%. Oh, he could be Power Beyond Super Saiyan. Or Realm of Gods. Imagine a Power Beyond Super Saiyan leader for this Blue Kaioken Goku. You know how insane that would be right now? Put Super Saiyan 4 Goku in the team. That would be really, really good. Super EZA for Sega. Okay. Yeah, a lot of these are pretty similar. Bergamo again. I think we ran into most of the ideas here. I'm not really seeing anyone else realistically, and I don't really think that they'll get most of the characters from here in the Super EZA list. And I don't really see anyone else here either, so let's just take one last look here just to be sure. But I mean, if they want to go tournament participants, they could get this Bojack and then the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. I guess technically this Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, he is tournament participants. If they want to, they could EZA him for like the Goku Day part of the celebration, and then he's part of tournament participants. They could do that and then make him like a tournament participants like support or something. But that's really it. So let me know what you guys are thinking, who you guys want to see to EZA. I think I covered pretty much most of the biggest options, but appreciate y'all for watching. Hoping for this Super EZA Blue Kaioken Goku to be really good, and I'll catch you guys next time.